That's no good. I'm gonna go find it. I'm gonna go find it. It's there somewhere. We will be reunited. It's right before that median. Son of a... Popped right out of there, man. Alright. There it is. There it is. Found it.
Yay!
Found it. I told you we would be reunited. Yeah. Oh, and it's mint. All right. Hooray. It's going to be a good day. Uh-huh. Right back where you belong. That's right. Ooh, what's going on, guys? Have a look up here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another episode of Fizzer Friday. Not a very long one today, guys, because what I originally had in mind was a hands-on kind of vlog, like off-bike kind of hands-on, but unfortunately the parts that I'm waiting to come in for Evelyn have not come in yet, and so we'll just briefly talk about, and not drag it on for too long, but we'll briefly talk about a couple of modifications, maintenance related, that we're going to be taking care of here before long. Parts will be in this coming week, and we'll have a little bit of a tutorial and different things come next week. So I did a video quite some time ago where I investigated the rear brake setup for some anomalies. Long story short, over the past, 13 years of this machine's life, the factory rear brake rotor has developed a groove in it, and it's affecting the way the rear pads wear. And upon that investigation, I took everything apart, removed the pads, and basically the gist of it is there's a little metal support pad that I found warped. And really, if you just go check out that video, it's all explained in there. But I went ahead and ordered a new one of those support pads so I can go ahead and, kind of start fresh. So we'll put a new one of those in. We'll pop in a new set of EBC pads, and we'll also clean up the caliper really well with some brake parts cleaner and properly lube it up as well, man. I think that's part of my problem too, is that the very few times I've actually serviced the rear brake to that extent, I never bothered lubing it up, right? So obviously the service manual calls for you to lube those pins that the pads slide on, and again, I've never done that, so I have myself to blame for this issue. But so anyways, I sourced a secondhand rotor. If you go back factory, like Partzilla, factory original, brand new, dude, they're expensive. They're well over $100. Anyways, I sourced one from eBay off of a bike that had 3,000 miles on it. So I figure almost 67,000 miles versus the potential of having only 3,000 miles on a rear rotor, I think we'll be doing all right. Plus, it had a great set of pictures I could zoom in on, and there wasn't any grooving or pitting or anything like that on that rotor. Obviously not, right? 3,000 miles. Heck, the factory pads on that bike didn't even have time to fully break in, right? Well, of course they did, but you understand what I'm saying. I jest. Whew, Lord. Yeah, so that has nothing to do with performance. That's just me capitalizing on a situation where for the first time in a while I searched up used rotors and I was like, dude, that thing is brand spanking new and it looks like it. And let me tell you something, man, I am a sucker for when you put something on your watch list and the seller sends you an offer. Dude, I will bite every time. I kid you not, I will bite every time. And it was only a 5% discount, but it amounted to, like, you know, a few bucks. I couldn't pass it up, man, so I jumped on that. Speaking of capitalizing on the situation, not only did I get that, that super great deal on that rotor, I went ahead and picked up a new rotor mounting bolt, I guess you would call it, right? So there's 5 bolts, little hex bolts that run around the rotor, holding it to the wheel assembly. And a long time ago, I rounded that little bastard off. I don't even remember how I did it or what I was doing, but I rounded one of those off. And so I actually have been running it at a moderate torque that I achieved with an adjustable wrench. So I'm like, man, you know, $5 for a bolt, why not? So yeah, new to me rear rotor, fresh pads, new little support pad for the brake pads, and a new rotor bolt. We'll get the back as good as new. Well, that's for the front, right? So that's just maintenance crap I just threw out there. As for the front, we're gonna hold off for now on the steel braided lines because the front brakes have performed exceptionally well on track days. I am, however, going to swap out the pads. The pads are not worn. There's plenty of life left on them, surprisingly, because they're the factory originals. But what I did experience during my track day in Houston, right, that's a faster track than the 1.3 at Crescent. At Houston, my last couple of sessions, I was experiencing some noisy brakes in the front there. Kind of like this loud swishing sound every time I would apply heavy braking, and even the slightest bit of a high-pitched whine. So what I was experiencing there was brake fade. Those pads are just so old, man. We're gonna swap out for a fresh set of EBC, what they call the H pattern centered pads. We'll do that. And yeah, you know, fun fact, you really don't use your rear brake at all on the track. You can, and obviously, like, you know, Moto America, MotoGP guys do. In fact, they have a rear brake lever set up here with their front brake lever in most instances. But like Ride Smart, for example, teaches you not to use your rear brake. I was in 5th gear that whole time. But anyways, guys, like I said, short one today. No sense in dragging any of that out. It's really just, I hate for any of my videos to be fluff, but this essentially worked out to be a fluff video. I apologize that I don't have that stuff in hand to show you guys, but soon enough. So yeah, anyways, this has been me, that's been you. I'll catch you next one. Peace and goodbye.